Hello, guys. You know, your mind can be your greatest friend or your worst enemy. You know, we were born with this wonderful apparatus in our head. Your mind is very powerful, and we wasn't born with a manual to work this mind. So we just have to learn how to do it now. But always remember, your mind is yours to control. And so today, we're going to talk about the conscious ego. During this video, you will learn what is the conscious ego, how to identify with the conscious ego, and ways of mastering the conscious ego. The conscious ego is a transitory stage of evolutionary development. So transitory is it changes. And it's subject to change according to you and how you direct it or not. One thing that is important is we have a mind and we have a brain. And the brain is our computer. It's where we hold our memories and stuff that we learn. We have that in our brain. But our mind consists of three parts. And this board that I made, I learned using visual aids a lot. And so since I learned like that, and I find such great pleasure in learning like that, I decided that I share my personal board with you guys. And so this is the mind triangle. And the mind triangle consists of the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious, okay? And at the top of the mind triangle, it's the I am presence. And that's the I am is our real self. That's our higher self. We live in these physical bodies, and we have a spirit and we have a mind. But most of the time, we dedicate all of our attention to our physical body. But the mind needs some attention too, so that we can direct this physical body. So today, we're only going to talk about the conscious. And the conscious is where I am right now, in the physical. That's our conscious. But the conscious, which is the physical body, it's connected to the ego. Okay? And so every part of this mind triangle have a duty. It has a job to do. And when you understand the job that it has to do, it helps you to know how to direct it better. So since the conscious is connected to the ego duty and role is to protect you and motivate you. In the physical, which is our conscious, what we do is have experiences, and we learn in the conscious. That's where we find out our desires and our needs in the conscious. The conscious is also where we have our physical facts and our proof. If we can see it, then we believe it a lot. So that's in the conscious. Now, one thing about the ego is wonderful, but it has gotten a lot of bad rap. And a lot of the bad rap that the ego got is it saying, oh, he's operating in his ego, or she's operating in her ego. She's so cocky. She's so this. Well, the ego will have the tendency to abuse you, misuse you, and control the physical body. And when the ego is controlling the physical body, that's where a lot of your limitations, your doubt, and your fear come in at. And a lot of times the fear is fear of receiving or trying to learn about the truth. Because remember what fear is: false evidence appearing real. And when doubts come along where you feel like I'm weak, I can't do something. And limitations is you limiting yourself to going forth with your dreams. You know what it is you want to do, but you have all these excuses. And excuses is lined up with limitations. And so that's when the ego is misusing the physical body. Please understand that. Because we are dynamic. We are absolutely amazing. And we can do anything our heart desire and anything we set our minds to. And so we have to remember that when a goal comes to you, it's just not coming to you out of thin air. It's coming to you because it's like a God-sent idea. All right? And so when the ego comes along, see, the ego likes to be comfortable because the ego is in the physical body. And so the way that the ego gets all its messages and all its knowledge and information is from the physical body. And that's from the five senses. That's where the ego gets its knowledge and information from, the five senses. And since the physical body likes to be comfortable and don't want to be comfortable and don't want to be in a state of stress or a state of just being uncomfortable. The physical body don't want to be uncomfortable. And sometimes we uncomfortable when we have to do hard things or we have to climb a mountain or go through these extremes. We get uncomfortable. And that's where the ego comes in and say, hey, you can't do that. You're too old to learn. Your body is not well. You can't walk 5 miles. You know, those are the limitations that the conscious ego will place upon you. And knowing that it comes through the 5 physical senses, the ego, the conscious mind is what we use to be in the present moment. Okay? In the present moment is where your power is at. That's where you make your major decisions, in the present moment. The conscious ego is governed by 10% of your decision making. So when you consciously sit down, take some slow, deep breaths, stop for a moment and slow your mind down. And one of the ways we slow our mind down is through concentration, where we can identify with our thoughts. Now, I am going to do another video on the subconscious, but the subconscious is where we send our thoughts. Okay, that's where whatever that 10% that we're working with is very, very powerful. It's just that we have 3 things that we use to govern this conscious ego. And those 3 things is you have to have a productive imagination. And productive imagination is having a positive imagination. You have to be honest and you have to be disciplined. Okay? And being honest is telling the truth on how you feel. Okay? You have to be honest and tell the truth on how you feel so that you can use your productive imagination to see things how you want it to be or who you want to become. Got it? Okay. Discipline, honesty, and productive imagination. The discipline comes where you sit down, you write your goals down. You center yourself and you realize that you can do whatever your heart desires. And being faithful to sitting down, directing your mind. Not just allowing it to be controlled by life circumstances, because life has a lot of circumstances for us. So we have to direct and control our mind. Now, scientists says that we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day. Many of the thoughts we think today, we already thought about them yesterday. Now, they're coming so fast through our minds, we have to slow them down so we can identify with the thoughts that are coming through our mind. That's why our mind can be our greatest friend or our greatest enemy. Many of the thoughts work for you and many of the thoughts work against you. And so, but when you discipline yourself and do mental exercises like visualization, concentration, meditation, those things aid you in slowing your mind down so that you can identify with your thoughts and you can take control of your mind. Take your power back from your mind. Okay, guys, that's all for today. And thank you. And I hope you guys learned something. Bye.